Here we go, guys. As usual. There we go. First start of the year. I'm gonna have to reset that clock again. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is a fantastic day today for, well, two reasons. One, it is beautiful outside. The weather is great. But also, Sparky is coming back out from her winter slumber. What you just saw was me yesterday jump starting her because I forgot to plug her in for the winter or disconnect the battery or make any sort of decision as to how I was going to go about that. But anyway, and two, to drive her so that we get the fluids pumping up for what we're about to do today, which is work on her. I know, it's the start of the season, and the first thing we get to do is work on the car, of course. But we have a few things planned for today, one of which includes the clutch hydraulic bleed. I bought a power bleeder. I'm gonna give this guy a shot today. Got some brake fluid. We're gonna do the brakes while we got it all in the air. Diff fluid. And then we also have wrong one. This guy. So this is the seal for the rear speed sensor for the diff. There's a small leak coming from it, so I figured while we have the car on all fours, we can go ahead and just replace the seal and change the diff fluid. Diff fluid is about 15,000 miles on it. So, I mean, I figured it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I have the warranty, so might as well use it. But let's go ahead and get started. So I was actually going to start with the diff fluid first, but I tried to crack the fill bolt for the diff, and it's kind of seized on there. So I have this power bleeder by Motive, which I'm really glad I asked people about. Did not really come with instructions, but if you bought the cheap one, like I did, the $60 one, the red label, you're going to get one with these threads. And something they don't tell you is you need to buy Teflon tape and put that on the threads. Up. Apparently the more expensive one has a pressure fitting on this thing, whereas this is just threads, and you need the Teflon tape to seal it. I wasn't really looking forward to bleeding the clutch hydraulics, so I'm really hoping that this makes it extremely easy. Did the brake fluid and we blend the clutch hydraulics. I'm really excited about the clutch hydraulics. I think that's gonna be the shifting issue. It was very dark, and there was a little bit, well, like I said, you didn't see it, but there was a little bit of air. As soon as I popped it, some air just went right out, and then a couple bubbles followed it as fluid was coming out. So I'm really excited about that. The diff fluid, we'll do a different day. I might do that off camera. I don't think it's gonna be that interesting, but anyone who's curious about the Motive power bleeder, this thing is fantastic. Generally if you're curious about it, I pumped it up between each bleed. Generally go from about 15 to like 12 or 13. So I'd give it a few more pumps. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect that and throw the wheels back on. And I think we should go for a long overdue drive. Okay everyone, we are on the road. My initial impressions, unfortunately the shifter, maybe it's a little better, but it still kind of has a little bit of that clunkiness. We'll kind of see as I keep driving it. I'm not entirely sure. Just got to get it warmed up. Decided to do POV today because it's nighttime now.
But guys, you honestly have no idea how happy this makes me. I haven't driven this car in like months, and every time I drive this car, I just get reminded why I like the car hobby so much. Last season when I almost sold it, I still liked driving the car, but I developed an unhealthy relationship with the car hobby. And I think now I'm in a much better space to kind of enjoy the hobby for what it is and not have it hurt me like it was. This is still going to be my daily driver for a little while, but I don't need a car as much anymore, so this car being broken isn't really as big of an issue for me anymore. Not that we want that to happen. Definitely not. Want it to stay fixed. But we sorted out a lot of kinks last season, and I can tell the car runs a lot better. The brake pedal feel, I'll get into it a little bit, definitely got better. So that, at least the brake bleed, huge difference. I'm very happy about that. It's not as, the pedal isn't as touchy as like PFC 08s, but it's still, the pedal feels still really good on these Hawk HPS 5.0s. Oh, I think you did that for me. That was a Focus S2. But overall, I mean, man, this thing, it just, I love driving it so much. It's just amazing. It does have a little bit of a lifter tick because it was sitting, but all things considered, not doing too bad. The motor, coolant is up to 10, but I know the motor is not and the parts aren't, so we won't go too hard, but... Actually, I would say the shifter feels better. Oh, that snuck up on me a little bit. But I need to drive this car more. I really do. I think that could also be why the batteries are dying, just because I'm not driving it. I mean, I drove it for 10 miles. It was running for like 25 minutes the other day, but maybe I really need to just kind of take it out onto the freeway. I will say the liquid Molly Gen stuff I run in here is fantastic for that. I think I've mentioned before on videos, but after I swapped from Castrol to the liquid Molly Gen, the lifter tick got a lot quieter and then eventually disappeared. I'm using the green bottle stuff, the one with the UV element, which I know is kind of gimmicky, but it kind of does help, I guess. I'm very impressed with it. After it's been sitting for so long, it hasn't really, it's not really ticking at all, which is great. But honestly, this car makes about all the same noises that it did when I parked it, which is good. Tire flat spots are working themselves out. I never locked it. Yeah, that induction growl, like right at 3,000 in fifth gear on the highway. It's just so good. I want to hear down in the comments down below when you guys are pulling your cars out, what you're doing to it. Everyone seems to have their own kind of like things that they like to do when they pull them out. Some people do the oil change, some people do various fluids. Sometimes people just kind of start them and drive them. I was thinking about changing the oil, but it doesn't even have 100 miles on it, and like I started it like 4 times and let it idle over the winter, so I'm changing it every 3,000 anyway. I figure I'll just run it till 3,000 and then change it. We're almost coming up on 250,000. I'm really excited for that. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be because it's more miles on the car, but I think it's cool to tell people like, hey, I have a 250,000 mile car, and that way I don't have to clickbait you guys because it'll actually be true. I won't be lying to your face in cold blood. I think I was saying it earlier, but I kind of cut myself off. I'm so excited to be filming again. The Hot Take series is gonna be a big part of this channel, I've decided. The next video after this is going to be some big changes to that series. I won't spoil it because it's pretty good. There's gonna be 2 follow-up, there's gonna be 2 videos about that, and then there's also gonna be a first hot take, which the first hot take, trust me guys, you will like it. BMW guy or not, but especially BMW guy, you'll like it. I think it was a really fun one. But I'm dedicated. This year, this is gonna be the year of YouTube. It was supposed to be last year, but things got crazy last year. I planned out my summer in a way where I should be able to put out at least 1 or 2 videos a week. That's gonna be my goal to you guys. 1 or 2 videos a week. Definitely a hot take every week, and I'm gonna try to do a vlog every week, but we'll see how much we're able to do. Wow. Oh, I forgot how potent this thing is. Wow. Woohoo.
Well, guys, unfortunately, like halfway into the test drive, the car started to kind of bog down and die. I was able to limp it home, but I guess the car voluntarily decided to stay in storage for the next couple weeks. I'll kind of diagnose it and figure it out, but that will do it for today. I'm excited we at least got to take her out for a little bit and kind of get all the fluids pumping. I'm super excited for the driving season. There are tons of fun videos planned, but if I keep talking, I will spoil everything. So I'm going to end it here. Comment down below what you guys are doing this driving season. I want to hear from you, but take care. I'll see you in the next one.